Good morning. Good morning. I am, as I shared with you earlier, we had issues with Zoom and Facebook. Well, it doesn't make anything different here with when it comes time for my normal power players on what I'm doing here. And so just give me a quick second as John Root. This is what happens when things are out of the ordinary. People are like, where are you? What are you doing? I can't find you. You're not in your normal spot. People don't like change, and either do I, to be honest with you. Power players. Okay. While I'm doing that, tell us where you're calling us from. Let us know what location you're at. I am now live into Facebook as well as put on here for our power players. Good. What's up, Paul, Chris, Steve, Christian, Alicia,
Good.
Rosario? Who else do we have? Michelle, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Happy Thursday. Happy Power Players. So, as you noticed, not noticed, Power Players is done every 2 weeks. I was just doing some research on some content to share with you all. So, it's a 30-minute, 40-minute session, 30 minutes, 20 minutes of diving in deeper with you all, and then just basically talking about what's going on in the season, any burning desires, questions, forecasts, what I'm seeing in the real estate market, what's working, what's not working. What's up, Debbie? Good morning to you. What you're seeing in the real estate. If those that are on the Facebook world, please feel free to put your questions into the chats. So I will open that up too, because what I want power players to be about is answering your questions, what you're dealing with. Christian on here, him and I have partnered together, and some of you might be trying to figure out your go high level or go high level. Well, go high level is a CRM, but CRM stuff. What's working for your CRM? What's not working for your CRM? I do virtual assistants. I have 6 full-time, well, 5.5, 5 full-time, one part-time virtual assistant. When should I hire a virtual assistant? We put on 3 new virtual assistants this week because people are being like, I'm doing so many different things, Brock. I don't know what to do, not to do. Um, what they're all about. Maybe it's writing a book. Maybe it's you want to do a podcast. These are all things that I've been a part of, done. Maybe it's like it's the end of the first quarter. Did we hit our goals in our first quarter? What are we doing? Maybe it's like Christian just said, Facebook ads, video strategies, what audience should you be doing? How to do, I've learned a lot through Christian. So if you're looking for anything in reference to diving in. One of our strategies when I go into listing presentations is we use Zillow migration charts, Redfin migration charts, and then we take the top 3 areas that people are coming into the city or town, and it's called a lookalike. We do a lookalike ad, and we get some content, we get some information in those cities to push people to their house that they have for sale here in Charlotte or Denver, North Carolina, or Kannapolis, or whatever city you're in. You're able to use some of these Facebook ads, Facebook strategies. And if you actually can speak the lingo all, you'd be amazed at how impressive people are when it comes to like, oh, wow, I didn't know to do that. I wasn't too sure. One of the things is John Root just sent me a message. What did you send me a message on? Okay. Um, John and I how many of you were on my Dials for Dollars on Saturday? So one of the things we did for Dials for Dollars on Saturday is I had to call FSBOs and expireds all across the country. And we picked up one in Virginia Beach. We picked up one in Key Largo, was it? I don't know. It was down in the Keys when I was doing it. So Key Largo. So that was fun. I don't know. Maybe you want we can work on some scripts and some text messages on how I file with FSBOs and expires, and they work everywhere. So make sure you put in the chat where you're calling us from. For those in the hand on the Facebook, make sure you tell us where you're calling us from and what business possibly you're in. So When I say that, because we do have insurance people, we do have investors, I do wholesaling, I do referrals, whatever it might be. Like I said, Christian's on here. He's in the financial world as well. So a lot of people in our entrepreneurship world struggle with paying taxes and what that's all about. So I wrote it down here. So I flew in from Key West this past weekend, and I wrote down, right here, I have 16 questions I wrote down of all the problems I hear challenges real estate agents are facing. And so we always can go back to this, but I want to find out from you all, what is it that you might be challenged with? Paul, Steve, Kimberly, whatever it is. How many of you might have some challenges, or something that you want to bring up, like, hey man, how are you handling the deal of the week? How are you handling the different avenues of your business? How did you go from 3 streams of income to 6 streams of income? Whatever it might be that you want to ask me, that's the first and foremost thing in my power players and what I want to bring to the table. And then I can go do some other stuff, to make sure that I'm answering or some of the things that I had for us. So with that being said, unmute yourself. What's up, Warren? And for those of you in Facebook, put it in the chat. I'll read the chat here. But anybody have something they want me to make sure they talk about today? What's up, Justine? Welcome. Good morning to you. All right, Chris, I thought I saw you on mute. And Paul, I saw you leaning in, but I thought one of you two were going to ask me a question.
Well, I was, but I'm going to let the group speak first.
Well, Paul, since I didn't hear anybody else's words, I'm going to go with you first.
I was going to ask what the top 3 were that you wrote down in the keys and see how they align with mine.
The top 3 what? Questions?
Concerns on realtors. Wasn't that it? Top 3
Yes.
concerns for realtor. Yeah.
So my first question is, what do most agents and business people struggle with? What is holding them back? Is it lack of knowledge or lack of effort? That was my first thought process that I was going to. Is it basically, in my head, I was thinking, like, do people just not know what they don't know, and so they get in like a pause? Or is it they just really don't put any effort in? Like they just think that they're doing, I call it like busy work. It's like being in a rocking chair versus a wheelchair. A rocking chair is you're doing a lot of movement, but you're staying the exact same spot all day. Or are you in a wheelchair putting in effort, energy, and moving, and you're able to actually go across the entire cul-de-sac or your neighborhood, and you can travel around and you can see things? And so it's more along the lines of, like, is it lack of effort or is it lack of knowledge that they just don't know? So instead of asking, they kind of, like, how many of you like don't want to ask people in your grocery stores or ask for directions? Like, well, no, we'll figure it out on our own. Like, I used to be that. Now I'm asking everybody, like, how did you do that? What did you got going on? Like Justine, she's got a big event that she's doing towards Atlanta, and she's got 75 people at her first event, and she's like jam packed to the ceiling. And I'm just like, man, how did you do all those 75 people? What took place? What were you doing? Because I do events, and so I just ask people, how did you get to that fast pace? How did you get to? Was it videos? Was it content? Was it mass emailing, mass texting? So whatever question, I think it's a lot of. I gotta believe you're all on here. You're hungry people. You're on here because you want to make more money. You're on here, I don't know, maybe you're completely bored and you're like, you know what, I just been wanting to listen to this guy. But I gotta believe you're on here because you want to make more money. So to me, it goes along the lines, not so much of lack of effort, it's a lack of knowledge. Like, I don't know. I don't know what those 7-figure earners are doing. Like, I want to know their secrets. So that was my first question, Paul, was more along the lines of, is it more lack of knowledge or lack of effort? My next question was, is it a time management issue or a task management issue? Do agents have more of a time management issue or a task management issue? Which one's causing more problems for them? And so that was my question. And then my top 3, or my 3 that I put here, What part of the day is the greatest challenge for agents? Is it first thing in the morning? Is it like afternoonish? Or is it evening time? So those are my three questions that I wrote down, Paul. Any one of them stick out to you more than the others?
Well, I just gonna throw in a quick plug that from our coaching and something that I've developed is you said from 9 to 10:30, 9 to 11, that's money time. First out of the gate, I do my, meeting with you, I do my devotion, I do my one-on-one with my VA, and then it's prospecting and money time. And I go back to Coach Bert's video from last week. He was like, make it a point to talk to 5 new people every day. Make it a point to talk to 5 existing people and push the, ball down the road. So for me, that's work. So I'm going to shut up now.
No, you're good. And if anybody else has something from my three questions that Paul asked, you're like, hey, could you ask us more of your questions? I certainly can. But feel free. This is an engagement. So you can come off of mute and you can ask anything, share with me, dive a little bit deeper. And what did you mean by time management versus task management? This is for you to learn. This is for you. Like when I get into these type of groups, all, and this is why I do more of these type of masterminds, is because I feel we pull more out of it. I get a ton more when I'm in masterminds and people at high level like you all. We just start talking and asking more questions. Like, oh, I didn't even think about that. So if you have it, please unmute. Don't feel like I have to keep talking. Ask me any question, dive in, whatever it is. So feel free to unmute yourself. Um, does anybody have anything they want? Because I'll say my next. Justine.
Hey everybody. Yeah, super excited for my event next week, but honestly, I just did a ton of promo through video, but it was really knowing and understanding that so many agents in our market, regardless of what brokerage you were with, so many people are struggling mentally, emotionally over the past year. And so I really tried to hone in on that. I think a lot of agents, we all know, that may have gotten into the business within the last 3 or 4 years, everything's been super easy and they've never really had to truly work. So trying to just share that information and share what I'm doing that's working, sharing what, and I don't have all the answers, right? I'm not I'm not a mega agent. It's just getting across to people on that emotional level and pulling them in and saying, hey, you're not alone here. We're all facing these same battles, and this is what we're doing to kind of fight that. I think my biggest struggle, even still today, is one big stressor for me is time management. So I do my very best, but at the end of the day, I think some of us can all still struggle on what we're supposed to be doing every single day. I am not good at mapping out timeframes and a timeline throughout the day. So that's something that I'm personally working on, so I have it more structured.
So I'll just give you a quick little, like, I'm weird. And I got to a certain point, like Paul knows, Christian knows, those that know me pretty well, like this is typically what my calendar looks like on a daily basis. Like it's very detailed. Everything is broken up from basically when I get myself going into my day. Everything is mapped out in 30-minute increments. Um, I'm very, very oriented to that. And the reason why is because if I see a white space on my calendar means I'm missing out on an opportunity to either learn or talk to somebody. I too am from Coach Burt. So I put people around my environment. So Christian has become a huge advocate for my team. He became our processing coordinator with our CRM. He knows the Go High Level. Guys, I don't know a freaking thing about Go High Level and CRMs. It is not my strength zone. I'm okay with saying it. The faster you understand that you are terrible at something and get somebody to replace you, your business will take a 10x. It will transform. That is why I have several different VAs. My latest one is just on my Lofty. For those at Real, that's our CRM. That is, I'm not good at it, and nor do I want to spend time on it. My job is to talk to like Azina and Chris and be like, what's going on with that listing that you have? Were we able to do a price improvement? What do you think your next thing is that we're able to build in your pipeline? Christian, what do we need to do? Who's engaged on the website that I need to have a phone conversation with? Who is close to being able to go from thinking about coaching to coming on board coaching? Okay, I picked up 3 coaching clients in the last week, and I was not even in my hometown for 4 of the days. Why? Is because my team around me keeps, this person just engaged, this person reached out, this person texted you. I got another person who wants to do virtual assistant stuff. But my schedule is it's aligned. If your schedule is not aligned, that means the day is running you. I don't, and I'm not saying, Justine, this is not to you, but this is to anybody who's listening, who's
Sure.
struggling with time management, is the day is running you. It always makes me laugh when I see people, and I say this in a loving way, but when I see people on their cell phones when they're on Zoom. Okay? If you were at $1 million listing presentation, would you pick up that phone right there? I'm going to say no. You're going to be zoned in on that. But what you do when you pick up your phone and other people, I don't even do it when I'm at the register for a cashier. I put my phone down. You're going to have to hold on a second. I'm talking to someone. And I put it on mute and I have a conversation with the person who's in front of me. So when you're on these type of calls or anything else, you want to be just zoned into, because you could just miss 30 seconds of something that could change your atmosphere, change your environment, change your life. And you don't know that because we're trying to do too many things. And we talked about it today on the Mindset Show about awareness. It's hard to be aware of something if we're trying to do too many different things. Okay. Steve's driving. I'm pretty sure Steve's not going to take on any more activities right now between driving and listening. Okay. If he tries to go to the back seat to start cleaning the car, I don't think he's going to have a very good successful plan because he gets to a point where task management is on overload now. And he can't focus on the true goal. And so once you're able to understand how to really zone in, I call it own the morning. Paul talked about it. I'm very big at owning the morning. All my money making is between when I wake up, mindset wise, and 12 o'clock. Making my phone calls, engaging with people, having conversations with people. Yes, there are some time periods that goes into it. I think if I was to answer my own question, I think the afternoon was where agents go sideways. I think our bandwidth gets tired. Brock, I crush it. Justina, you and I, she gets up, she's freaking at the gym. She sends me text messages at 4:40 in the morning, 4:45 in the morning. She's at the gym at 5. Okay. There's several of you that are early bird risers. Okay. I'm not any different than you. By 1, 2 o'clock, I'm a little tired. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm tired. I'm just like, I need something to get going. So I have a cup of coffee. Okay. I'm a coffee. I've, whether or not you want to agree with this or not, but I heard that having 3 to 4 cups of coffee is okay. So I have 3 to 4 cups of coffee. I have some, I don't have as much cream in the afternoon, but it just keeps me going because my bandwidth in the afternoon starts to run down. And guess what happens inside our head? Brock, I mean, you've been crushing it this morning. I mean, you got that deal done. You got that listing appointment done. You did that video. You talked to these 3 people. I mean, yeah, like take it easy. Like enjoy this nice weather. And I'm like, huh, you know what? You're right. I could go for a walk. I could do this. I got to go pick up my kids. So whatever it is, I'm just really zone in the morning. Map out, if you want a tactical activity all, map out your schedule from when you wake up. I don't care what time you wake up. I don't care from when you wake up till 12 o'clock every 30 minutes. Write it down. What your proposal is, your proposed schedule. And then at 12:05, 12:15, draw a line draw a line and actually write down what you did. And then give yourself a grade. How did I do? Did I give 100? Did I get a 90? Did I get an 80? Where did I screw up? Where did I slip? Now, once you practice this activity till 12, then do it from 12 to 6. And you'll notice that the 12 to 6 starts to go in a decline. And then once you find out what that decline is and what time period the decline starts, then you can focus on that area. And you can be like, you know what, I really struggle between 2 and 3. Damn, 5 days this week, I just like that between 2 and 3, I noticed that. What do I need to do? Maybe I need to call somebody from 2 to 3. Maybe I need to engage with Chris, Steve, Lori, Claudia. Maybe I need to have a conversation with somebody. Maybe I'm in the wrong firm. Maybe I'm not even in the right environment, for crying out loud. Okay? These things can help you discover where you have some strength or where you need to get some help. And it's okay to ask for help. Be like, hey, man, I need something. Okay? Questions on that? Thoughts on that? Anybody on time management, task management, cell phone? Because a lot of times our cell phone runs our day and we're not running the day.
What do you use? Do you use like Calendly? What do you use to schedule out your day, especially if you're meeting with people? What do you use for that?
So I will put this in the chat here. Okay, it gives you 10% off. It's $35. Todd or Paul's got one. There it is, Paul. Look at that. True coaching client right there. Look at that. Okay. So this is I do not leave the house. This stays with me everywhere I go. Okay. This is my true calendar. I write it down every single morning. Okay. Brock, I don't have time. I don't have time to write it down. Then get up earlier if it's that important to you. It's extremely important to me. That is how I became very efficient with my time. And yes, I just showed you this. Everything is also in my Google Calendar. I'm in 2 spots. Why? Is because I struggle with staying on task. And so I need to have reminders. I need to have notifications. If I miss a notification because it comes up on my text message, guys, I'm just being vulnerable and honest with you. I sometimes get a little ADHD. Like I get a little crazy and I forget. I'm not anything. So guess what we have to do? If we find out that I missed 2 notifications in a row, it immediately, our default, my plan. How many of you have a plan if things don't go your way? Most of us don't. You have to have a plan. If I screwed up twice, what am I going to do to fix it? Or maybe it wasn't, I don't need to be doing it because I missed it twice. To me, my calendar is very important to me. So if I miss it twice, we then add a notification, and the notification goes into one of 2 things. If you get an email or you get a text message and it pops up on my phone. If I'm not really cognitive of it, not paying attention, it wasn't loud enough. So then it goes into email, and then it gets an email notification. It puts it in your Google chat, Justine. I mean, in your in your Google Calendar. It says, how do you want to be notified? And how soon do you want to be notified? So there's several different plans that we have. It gets notified 15 minutes in advance. Well, guess what happens? Brock can get distracted in 15 minutes. So then we did 5 minutes. Brock can get distracted in 5 minutes, we found out. So what we have to do is we get an email, I get a text 5 minutes beforehand, and then I get an email 1 minute before. If I can't get the notification from my phone, if I don't pay attention to the email, then I personally have to set an alarm on my phone, and it has to be in the most annoying noise at the highest volume on my cell phone. And it gets to that level. It only took 2 times on the annoyingness on my cell phone that I was just like that is just driving me crazy. Like I really got to pay attention. But writing it down helps out. Why I do it twice is because then my brain tells me like, okay, like I know, who did I talk to this morning already? I think it was Christian, him. I don't know who else I talked to this morning. I talked to somebody else, and I was just like, Thursdays is a bear. I really don't have too much time on Thursdays. I got a lot that takes place. But I already know going into it. If you know you're going into a bear of a day, or if you're going into a challenge of a day, I got to think your mindset's a little bit different than going on vacation. Right? If you're like on vacation, you're like, relax today. All right. What amusement park? What beach am I going to? What restaurant am I going to? It's much different. So writing it down will help you out, Justine. And you just find time. Right now it takes me, I do it in about 15 minutes. On Sundays, I do it for about an hour, hour and a half, because my non-negotiables. I know every Wednesday at 2:45, I gotta pick up my kids. I know every Wednesday at 4:45, I gotta pick up Brielle. I know Brielle goes right to soccer. From soccer, I gotta, like, those are non-negotiables. So you can write your non-negotiables every single week on a Sunday. I know I have my mindset show every time at 8:15. I know when my team meetings are. I know when a lot of my stuff is. And then after that, you just plug into the things where you see a lot of white space, and that's what you're plugging into in the mornings. And I do my 3 gratitudes and my 3 things I'm excited about. And then over here on this side is my 5 streams of income. I read it from the book, Power of One. So if you don't have 5 streams of income, this will basically tell you like, oh, I only have 2, and you need to work on the other 3 then. And so all my streams of income get some sort of attention throughout the day in some capacity, or I have theme days, like today's coaching day. So all my stuff is devoted to coaching, enhancing, finding more coaching clients, being on podcast, those sorts of things. So I have theme days as well. Does that help out anybody who's got also? You guys know that time management time management is the number one problem in entrepreneurs. It is the number one problem. Do I know what the number one problem is for middle school kids? It's not time management. High school kids, it's not time management. Because guess what their schedule is? My kindergartner, my 6-year-old knows exactly when he has PE. He knows when art class is. He knows when he has library. Why? Because they're on a schedule. And the teachers help them follow a schedule. It's when we become adults that we don't have somebody watching our schedule, managing our schedule. We are left to our own devices. And so what happens is we don't do a very good job of, hey, Amanda, we don't do a very good job of managing ourselves. And the faster you come to that conclusion and say, I need help, the faster you will elevate your business and you will get to 5 streams of income. It's just you're not focusing on it. You're only focusing on surviving the one. Good question, Justine. Anything else? Does that help answer your questions, Justine? Anybody else have any questions on that? Any thoughts? Diving deeper in any of this type of stuff, all.
Hey, Brock, can I add something here?
Yeah.
Sure. So I look at, and we've had discussions about this too, where I don't see it as my time that needs to be managed, but rather my tasks that need to be managed. And as a busy working mom of 3, my time looks very different and is very inconsistent from day to day. So what I've had to adopt is those non-negotiables, of course, they still get into my calendar, and I make my calendar my manager, and then I put it on my phone and with the alert still, and then I wear a watch. And so every time it is a notification, a calendar notification, then it reminds me on my watch. But everything that I do goes into every block of time goes into my calendar. So I get reminded I have an hour right now. What task can I complete in that hour? Or this is a non-negotiable coming up in 15 minutes, whatever I'm doing, I need to wrap it up and switch to the other important thing to do. And so that's just a different way of looking at it, that, time management didn't necessarily make a lot of sense to me. And I always struggled with that until I switched my perspective to understand that, it's okay that my time doesn't look the same from day to day or even week to week. And that I can still complete the things that are most important to me as the time allows.
I love it. No, and all there is no right way. It has to fit you. It has to fit your personality. It has to fit your style for where it goes. But you'll notice that she talks about non-negotiables. We all know what our non-negotiables are. And then we just have to adapt. A lot of us have kids. A lot of us are balancing several different things. Maybe we have 2 different places we're living. Maybe we're, whatever it is, you got to fit what works for you. Okay. Thank you, Claudia. I'm going to end with this. It's 10:31. I'm going to go to share screen because a lot of people have this, and then any questions, just put it. I'll save room here towards the end. So one of the things I did have that I wanted to share with you all, because I get this question a lot, like what to post, what to promote, what text message to do, how do I engage with people? So I went to ChatGPT. This is one of my favorite things. I put top 5 residential real estate trends that are happening with buyers and sellers. Trends meaning what are they exploring? What are they looking online? What are they Googling? What are they Yahooing? What are they searching? And I take this content, top 5 residential trends in 2025. Buyers seeking more affordable homes, moving to secondary markets. Okay, they're calling the exurbs now. The exurbs are like outside and rural because that's where people can afford. Okay, sellers using creative financing to attract buyers. You don't know what a 2-1 buy down, 3-2-1 buy down, how much it costs, what it looks like, how the money is held. If you have a 3-2-1 buy down and it costs $24,000, that $24,000, guys, is put in escrow and it's used every year. Now, if you use it the first year, but you got to move the second year, there's $16,000 someplace sitting in an escrow account. You can use that. You can put it towards a different line item. There might be some things like if you don't know that, you need to ask a lender because these are some things. Maybe they want to do a full, maybe the rates drop a point. They got 16 grand in escrow, and maybe they want to do a fixed rate now. Like, hey, can I use that for a fixed rate? Yes, you can. Okay, this is knowledge that you want to know. Adjustable rates, assumptions, assumable loans. Okay, there are some challenges with the assumable loans, but people are asking about it. Increased use of AI in tech and home searches. AI tools, virtual home tours, okay? Zillow, Redfin helping to predict property and trends. People are trying to be like, should I move here? What is my appreciation value? Okay, Justine's big on videos. Here's some video content, all. Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about the use of AI and technology in homes and how it can help you on your next purchase. Let me share with you a little bit about what I've learned so I can help you, or you could use this information yourself. And I take, look at, there's 3 bullet points. Boom in multi-generational and co-buying. This is becoming big. Why? Because of affordability. More homes being sold as is due to high renovation costs. All right. So all I did, I went to ChatGPT and said top 5 here. I'll put this in the chat all since you guys are here. I put it in the chat. That is my prompt. Okay. That's the prompt that I use. Christian was the one that taught me all about artificial intelligence. So if you want to learn more about artificial intelligence, what that's all about, okay, put CT in the chat and we'll make sure Christian gets your information after he gets done feeding Ezra. But put CT in the chat and we will make sure that we get you over this stuff. This is literally this is how I come up with my content. I like to pretend like I'm this intelligent, brilliant person. I might be in other things, but I just take this content. God gave me a gift to communicate it to help other people. That's what my gift is. And to make it seem like, wow, make it seem so easy. That was what my gift was, and to communicate it to people, to help people. So go on there. There's 5 posts right there waiting for you, and put it on video, put it on content. All right. Questions about that? Alicia's got a question. Alicia's got a question. Go ahead, Alicia.
I had more of a question that was just asking for your insight, feedback, guidance on a particular opportunity that arose this week, if you don't mind.
On what was it? I'm sorry.
A particular opportunity, and I'm just curious how you would have approached it.
And what is the opportunity? I'm sorry.
If I was contacted by an investment company that is headquartered in Las Vegas. In order to begin working with them, I obviously immediately sent them the buyer broker agreement. Do you think that was premature? That's my question is, was it premature to go ahead and send, I referred to it as a broker engagement
So
agreement.
I
That was my question.
I immediately go to a phone call. If you
It
like
was
to
a
have a
phone call.
conversation. What's that? It was a
Oh,
phone
okay.
call?
Yes.
So, I mean, buyer agency is perfectly fine. It also lets them know that there's a contract in place if they want to do it. I try to come up with anything I possibly can to scare them. Meaning like, I don't trust too many spammers out there. I don't trust too many investment companies out there, unfortunately. So I'm one that's a little cautious. Send me over some information. Great. I appreciate this conversation. You know, what does your process look like? What is your purpose in this? What is your title? What do you do? Am I going to be working with you? Who's the person that's coming out there? Are they going to be buying properties? Do you have like proof of funds? These are questions that I'm going to be asked when we go out and look at property. And I'd rather have these conversations now than going into, than us finding out later. A lot of time,
You answered my question.
is that what it was?
Yeah, I just wanted kind of, I guess, reassurance that it wasn't premature because yes, I did ask her the pre-qualification
Good.
questions and everything. And then after an hour-long conversation, I proceeded with sending the engagement agreement.
Yep.
And so that's what I just wanted to know if that was premature because I felt that spinning my wheels and doing the
Yep.
work for them just to collect information and gain more market knowledge and everything was a waste of my time.
Yep, absolutely. Who's on here that I can pick on? I don't want to say pick on. Well, I would say Christian, Justine, I know them, Claudia. A lot of times, all you have to understand, you have value and your time is important to you. Where I used to be very sensitive as saying, well, this is how much it costs for us to be able to, for me to help you and coach you. I work with a little people more now because of the market, but a lot of my stuff is between 50% and 25% is my fee if you want to work with me, and that doesn't include the upfront fees. And my value of me, where I've had to work on myself, we talked about earlier internally. So Alicia, I think you did exactly the right thing. If you want to get involved with me, you're going to need to make a commitment. I say it many times when we're like if I want to kiss a girl, she better lean in halfway. Because if not, I don't know about this. Like, what do you mean I have to lean all the way in? Like, I want to meet in the middle if we're going to go in a relationship together, business or anything else. And so you got to ask those procuring cause questions. You got to say, like, here's my contract. For those of you that I've coached, you get a contract. And it's several pages. It's a commitment. There are some things in play that come into it. And it's not to scare you, it's just to share with you, like, I'm a committed person and my time is important. Because guess what? My son and daughter want to go on a cruise. I want to go on vacations. I want to do things. And so when I align myself with my vision, just like you did, Alicia, like, hey, if you want to be with me, here's my contract. If you sign the contract, I'm all in. So just remember that when people are like, hey, just a quick question, just one more thing. I don't, when I'm coaching you, you can ask me hundreds of questions because I'm committed to you. I'm invested into you. Good question, Alicia. All right, all. Anybody have anything they'd like to add, say, or share before we conclude today? About 10:40. Anybody, if you do need anything, artificial intelligence, you reach out to Christian. If you got some challenges that you're working on with your CRM, okay, reach out to Christian. He is on here. He's one of the processing gurus that we got. We got a lunch and learn this Tuesday coming up. We got our boy Coach Todd's going to be there, 11 o'clock. He is going to be talking about branding here in the Charlotte area. We'll put a link on there. You could follow me. You could reach out to Claudia as well. That's on here, but we got a lunch and learn that's happening on Tuesday at 11 o'clock. Love to have you. If you're in Atlanta, I don't care, guys. Justine, I'm just going to put this out there. Justine says she's maxed out. I don't care. Just show up. Show up. She won't say no to you. She's too nice. Just show up in Atlanta. go to her event. She's got, what do you got? 3 or 4 speakers, Justine? What do you got? She can't even get on mute. She's like, trying to
I
get her
can't figure
phone.
out the mute. Lord, I'm still working on the Zoom. So I've got 3 speakers coming in and then a powerhouse panel of local realtors, and we are kind of just discussing what our challenges are in the market. My speakers are all about social media. They are coming in. They are people who have truly helped me elevate my business over the past year, and who have completely organically grown their business solely through social media. So I know most of you are probably in the,
Is this your first event?
yes, at this scale, yes.
So guys, the reason why I asked Justine, she didn't know it, but the reason why I put her on the spot is it's her first one. Maybe you've been thinking about doing an event. Maybe you're trying to figure out something. Reach out to her. Hey, Justine, how was it? How's your anxiety level? How was it trying to put
With
this
your-
thing together? Right? So this is, these are things that hiddenly are indirected to showcase. We're like, well, Brock, why would you say that? I mean, I'm not in Atlanta. No, but you can learn from Justine, and Justine can learn by teaching you what she's doing to help you. Okay, so these are all things done. Like, go in. You notice she brought in other speakers. You'll notice on all my stuff, success summits, everything I do is it's not just Brock anymore. I try that plan. It works, but you know what? It's so much better when you have more people, because not only I get into their audience and they get to share, and they got to, like Claudia today and Justine, Christian, Zena does a lot of events. All right, her and Chris. That's how I met Zena, was an event that she hosted. So you just never know all where it can come from. The link for Tuesday is in there. It is on the Facebook event. Love to be able to see it. Come on out. And if you're in Atlanta, like I told you, just show up. Just show up to Justine's event. She'll find you a spot. She'll put you in the bathroom. She'll
You
get
might have to
plates.
sit on the floor. It's
You
fine.
might have to sit on the floor. It's all right though. Guys, I appreciate it, everybody. If I can help you in any single way, if you want my book, if you want me to talk to you about your business, your timing, what you got going on, your next steps, whatever it might be that's holding you back, reach out to me. Let me know. Let's work on your environment so we can put you in the best position possible. Appreciate it all. Justine and Claudia, connect on Facebook. There's connections
Yes.
happening. I love it. I love it. All right, all. Have a great time. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks for my coaching clients, those that are on my team. Don't forget, we have our team private coaching on Tuesdays at 11:30, because I gotta get my West Coast people. 11:30 Tuesday. If not, see you tomorrow morning and figure it out Friday. See ya.